going on, everybody? February 1st, back fresh from the thick mudder. So we're still kind of sore.
Still going through it.
Yeah, still recovering. But those of you who didn't know, we went down south to Lake Elsinore and we did it's a 15K with obstacles. Me and my brother talked about during the run, but I mean, I'm sure he did some stuff through basic where you could probably tell us about.
Yeah, like water survival, obstacle courses, but this is a little different. You're doing long distance running and incorporating obstacles, so it was a little challenging.
Yeah, and I mean, whenever we go running, you just run. You have to just get there. But
Didn't you do push-ups at the red light and then you almost got run over?
Yeah, I'll tell that story before we get into it. But I was being one of those guys. It was I don't know what it might have been, the pre-workout and
It was the old C4.
and then I was just vibing. But so I was in town running. And that's one thing I hate about the running in town is just all the traffic lights. But so I was running and I wasn't familiar with the area, and so it was the solid green light, but the solid green light was for turning traffic as well. So the light was red. I stopped. I started doing some push-ups, keep the heart rate up.
Your momentum.
And I seen the light turn green. So once I seen it turn green, I hopped up and I started sprinting. And then I looked, and this car's coming, just slams his brakes on. And that's when I realized, yeah, I fucked up. But I took off. I kept going. But needless to say, my head's on a swivel always now. But yeah, it was cool. It started off. We'll start from the beginning, but we took off on, was it Friday?
Yeah, this past Friday, we hit the road about 5:30 because we wanted the plan was we wanted to get to down south, like LA area, by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so we could get a couple things done before the day was over.
And one thing that we mapped out or we planned was, like we said in a video the other day, was we're big fans of of MASH, and we always watch. I mean, I think we are watching it for probably like the 5th time now.
Yeah.
But we looked it up, and right there at the Malibu Creek State Park, they have where they actually shot a lot of the shows, and so we looked it up, and it was about what 10? No, it was about 8 miles. 8 miles or something around there.
To the actual
there and back, it was about 8 miles.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got there. And
but before we got there, it was with me and my brother. We were always joking around and messing around. I think that was a good combination when we were driving in LA traffic. So for those familiar with going to LA, we're coming down. It was right when you pass. It was like San Clemente, so you're going down to the valley, you're going right into LA, and we were just joking, and then my brother, I made a comment, and then he was doing the sheesh. So I turned to the side to see what he's doing because he didn't stop, and then when I turned to the side, I took my eyes off the road, and then I went back. I locked the brakes up. I almost rear-ended somebody.
Yeah, it's really a sheesh moment.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to acknowledge it. That's why.
I was acknowledging while I was driving. Yeah, but it was funny. So right when I turned, I just locked him up. It was funny.
But it wasn't too bad. I mean, there was a few spots where it was kind of traffic, but not too bad. We got there.
Not in the morning. Yeah, we got there pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then
But the other interesting thing, if you want to talk about that, the people we ran into. So we got there, we started hiking, we're squared away and started going. And so as we were going, we ran into. When
we were walking down the trail, there was a canopy and there was a film crew. So we were looking. There was quite a few cars. There was 4 cars. So we were wondering what was going on, and there was a young lady. She was there and. She kind of stopped us probably like 100 yards where they were filming, and she asked us if we could go walk around, pretty much around, so we don't interrupt the interview. But her job is probably just to try to get people to go around. And,
crowd control.
Yeah, and we were making little comments like, do any stunt doubles or what did we ask her?
Any extras?
Extras, yeah. And pretty much she's like, she's trying to laugh.
She's being polite about it, but really in her head, she's like, yeah, get the hell out of
here. Yeah, can you guys just get the fuck out of here? But yeah, it was cool. They were actually filming it's a show on USA. It's called what is it? Mud, Blood, and Beards. And they were doing like a Q&A interview. And
so what it was, I guess it was the interviews that they weren't able to get because of the
elements.
Yeah, the elements from where they were filming at originally.
But we stopped and talked to who was it? It was Ray Livingston. He's one of the survivalists.
Yeah, but we're real quick. We're coming back we'll get back to the match. When we're coming back, their gal was there, and we told him go around social. Yeah, and then I seen this dude. He looked like Crocodile Dundee type dude, and so I was like, that's gonna be one of the guys. So I was like, let's just go talk with them. So we went up and we started talking with them, and he was pretty cool though. Was he?
Yeah, he was a pretty good guy, stand-up guy. He was sitting there talking to us about 5 minutes, just telling us about the whole show. And they go for 2 weeks in remote areas out in one of them was Alaska. Yeah. Appalachian.
Greenland or somewhere. A couple other places, but I was almost have to get my boy on the horn, Bear Grylls.
Yeah, he was throwing shade at Grylls. We asked my brothers made the comments like kind of like a Bear Grylls show. What is this called?
I think it was just Bear Grylls.
Yeah, Survival.
He has a few other ones now. He does with celebrities, but the main one was like Bear Grylls or something.
And he made the comment. Yeah, it's like that, but it's real.
But real, yeah. And I mean, Bear, he's a beast himself, and he's the real deal. Yeah, he's doing crazy shit too. But yeah, so they said they go out there for 2 weeks, him and his boy, and it's kind of like Bear Grylls meets Jackass, kind of. He said.
Yeah, that was the exact words. Yeah,
because they hang out, they do the whole survivalist thing, but they're joking around, so it's not all serio the whole time. So it seemed pretty cool, but we should have got a picture with them, but fuck it, next time. Yeah, but yeah, if you guys watch that, we met there was a black guy and a white guy. We met the black guy. He was a cool dude. But back to what was it? When we're on the hike over there. So they actually there was another area where they filmed it was the original Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
So it was the original one. I think it was in like 68 or 70.
72, I believe.
And so that one was pretty dope. It had like little bulletins, and it showed it kind of told you the history behind it, how they did everything, and they still have, if you find them, they still have like some artifacts from the filming set.
Yeah, the movie props.
And so we got down, we were going, and so at one point it just turns out you see a real faint trail, and then there's another one where it's just overran with bushes, and so we took one of them.
I just kept going.
I said, we'll run into something.
Because at that point it was only about a mile away, so we would have ran into it eventually, or turned around after about 20 minutes.
Yeah, but we're going, and then those of you familiar with MASH, is the opening scene, right, where the helicopter's coming. Yeah. So the helicopter's coming over the horizon, and you see the mountains and stuff, and we saw that area, and it looked real familiar. Like a lot of mountains look the same, but when you see that and you watch the show so many times, you see okay, that's the spot. And we got over there, and it was cool. Like it was a surreal moment. Like me and my brother looked at each other. It was a cool experience. Like I said, we said in the other podcasts, like we didn't do a lot of shit when we were younger. So like now doing it as adults, it's like as we're kids, you know, when you're a kid and you go to Disneyland or go to somewhere you're really excited about going. That's how it was. And
for me, I guess it hit me different. For me, it was kind of a pretty powerful moment because you look back and half of the cast has passed away already, but this is where a show was filmed, and like we're at home watching it, and for me it's pretty cool. A lot of history in that. It went for 11 seasons, so it was pretty popular.
Yeah, and the other thing too, we were at the MASH site watching MASH.
Oh yeah, we watched about half the episode of MASH just to do it.
Yeah, it was just to say we were there watching it, but but also too to bring it up, we also started TikTok. We're gonna start doing TikToks, so you guys can laugh at us doing stupid stuff. But we did one with the MASH. It was pretty cool. But I think it's under the Moose and Shrimp. If you check it out, we put the link in a couple of the posts. So if you want to follow that, it's we'll put some funny ones up too. Yeah. And, but yeah, we got there and we checked it out. They have I'm not sure what you call it, but they have actual show, they have the post with everybody. What they do is they put the state or city they're from on a piece of wood with the arrow, and they'll put it in correlation to the direction that it's supposed to be and how many miles.
X amount of miles, yeah.
Yeah, so we took a picture on there. It was cool. It was a fun experience. And so after that's when we headed back. And
on the way back, though, because where the river had washed out the trail somewhat, so you once you get about 2 miles in, 1 mile from the actual site, you have to do this little bridge. It's like just pretty much like a piece of wood thrown, and you have to cross it over the little river.
Yeah, it's pretty narrow. It's probably like that big.
So we crossed back, and then there was another bridge down the way where you have to have good balance or you're gonna fall in. So there was these older couples, 2 older couples, they were crossing. So we stopped, we recorded them, but it was just funny. I wanted to record them. See, I thought maybe one was gonna fall in.
Yeah, it didn't happen, but it would have been funny if it did. But yeah, we got back, and then what was it? What did you call it? That the road we took back just down the coastline?
Oh, it was the Pacific Coast Highway. So we cruised down, passing Malibu, passing by Pepperdine University. It was I like that because me and my wife will cruise down that way when we're coming home from down south just to take the scenic route. So I like seeing it. It kind of calms the soul and lets you just take it easy on that road.
Yeah, the scenery is nice.
Taking all the atmosphere.
Yeah. We went over there. We got to Santa Monica. We did the pier. Walked around. Do they always have those roller coasters and stuff? Cause I've only been there once. But
yeah, they have them.
Yeah. My wife was giving me shit because the very first time we went to Santa Monica. So the thing about me, I really don't like doing day trips, especially if you're driving like 3 hours. If you go somewhere, I want to get there and like relax for a little bit and then go hit it. But so we went to Santa Monica the first time, and we got there, we walked around, and the traffic was bad. We got there, and we did the pier and everything, and I didn't know because I never go that way.
Never been.
But so we got there and we ate, and it seemed like we got to the beach, we hung out, and then we're already ready to rock and roll to go back. But after that, I don't like doing day trips. But it was fun having time just to cruise and shoot the shit and walk around there. We met a couple people, and it was funny though because so we wore matching shirts and
Lightning Boys.
Yeah, and from the King and the Sting podcast with Brendan Schwab and Theo Vaughn. But we were matching, and then did we throw the Sherpas on yet or no?
No, it was
already
warmed up.
So we just had the long sleeves, and we stand out. First, we look like each other, and second, we're wearing the same thing.
Bright yellow tie-dye shirts.
Yeah, and who was it? Some guy came up and was like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys from? Or he thought it was kind of cool. He thought we were famous or something. Yeah. And we're just we're just here, just happen to be matching and cruising around. But it was fun. And then we met a couple other twins, got all stoked.
Yeah, he's like, you guys twins? Oh yeah. And then me too.
Yeah, it was like a thumbs up. It was a different energy when you're like twins meet twins. So
yeah.
Some type of camaraderie, but that was pretty cool. And then what did we do after that? We
were worried about the car because we forgot if we locked it or not. So we kept looking back and forth at it, and then we walked into Bubba Gump's and we ate lunch there. So they sat us right by the balcony so we could see the car. So I was like, oh, perfect, we see the car. So we're eating, talking, and then we look to the left where the car's at, and we see a flock of seagulls, right? And half of them are on the car, half of them are on the ground. I was like, great. So we kind of hurried up and got back to the car, and we had bird shit and everything all over the car.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. But we ended up staying, we stayed in, so just a heads up, I'm sure you got people already do it, but do a little bit more research and about where you're going to stay hotel-wise. Don't always take the picture, thinking the picture of the hotel is going to be how it is. I looked it up. It was the Econ Lodge. It looked all right from the pictures, but
just the area.
Yeah, the area was there was a lot of. There's a lot of homeless everywhere, but So it's a casino, but it's just a
Card room.
Card room.
Yeah.
And with the hotel attached to it, but it kind of just looked like an old hospital that turned into a hotel. I mean, it was 2 beds, for us to sleep, but then also too, you had homeless people walking around. And I'm already used to it with my job. A high percentage of our calls for service are homeless people anyway. So, but one of them, we're walking to the car, and sometimes they try to test you. They try to test the water, see what they could get out of people. And so one guy was walking, and he was with some other dude, and they had a bag of cans over him walking, and then he looked at me, asked me if I knew somebody, and I looked at him, and was like, "The fuck? Like, I ain't even from here. What do you mean know somebody?" And he kind of knew it was up. He's like, "Guess you don't know him." And he kept walking, but
he's trying to start a conversation.
Yeah, I was
really conversation.
But yeah, it was it was all. I guess it was all right, the room wise, but yeah, the area was pretty bad. A lot of homeless, and then too, with the casinos, you're always gonna get some type of that crowd around there.
Yeah, because they're open 24/7, so you kind of get the riffraff every once in a while.
But then, where do you remember that place? Went to go eat? Where did we go?
We went to Marietta. It's down south as well. I forgot the name of the place, but it was funny. It was a Italian restaurant with my brother-in-law. And,
when we first went in there.
Yeah, and it was funny because the waiter was probably just joking, kind of like giving you the family vibe. So when we sat down, he's like, "Hey, where you guys been? I haven't seen you in a while." So probably the line.
But at that point, like in our heads, it's like, okay, are we gonna take it like, "Hey, I don't know you," or are we gonna just roll with it?
Yeah, laugh it off. And I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you either. You've been on vacation." So then I think at that point, kind of knew that we were fucking with them.
Or it's like maybe he does know me, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, I was out for 2 days."
So I just got back. So that's why I haven't seen you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got there and it was cool. But then there was this I think it was the busboy or a different waiter.
There was one guy that bring water, one guy that bring bread, and then the other guy that actually bring the food, the waiter. I don't know if they have different names for everyone.
Yeah, but the one guy, a younger white dude, he seemed kind of cool at first, and then we were with my brother's brother-in-law that's from down there, and so we were there and we ordered, and I never really go to the fancy restaurants like that a lot of the time, and I figured it was it was authentic, so I wanted to get the full experience. So we got a pizza, raviolis, and then he got the pizza and some other stuff. And but his brother-in-law got, what do you get, the
meatballs?
Yeah. So you want to say it or
go for it?
So the guy comes, and obviously the pizza's gonna take a little bit longer. They probably have the meatballs made or whatnot. So they bring the meatballs, and then his brother-in-law Mark, he's like, "That's over here for me." And then he goes, "I'll bring some plates." And he's like, "Nah, they got pizza." And then the guy's like, "You're gonna eat all those by yourself?" And I was like, "Oh God, he came in hard." And
you didn't buy shit.
and then so he's all right, and he puts them down. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he comes back, and he has a bowl of the Parmesan, freshly grated Parmesan. He goes, "All right, let me know how much you're gonna want. I know you're gonna want a lot because you're a big boy." And I was like, God damn. He came at him hard in the paint, man, and
big business.
I was just like looking at him. I mean, I didn't say anything, but I mean, if he wanted to say something, he would have. But it was funny though. It was. I don't think it was too crazy, but it was just enough.
He was body shaming him.
Yeah,
he should have complained.
He did, but after that, I mean, they pizzas came. Pizzas were pretty good. Mm-hmm. Raviolis were good.
It wasn't authentic Italian though, because Italian friend of mine said that lasagna, you don't put meat in it if it's authentic. So Presentato told me that, so it wasn't authentic. FYI.
Yeah, if that's true, let us know. If not, fact check. But anyway, so we got back or we got out of there, and we went to. It was funny though too, because the other thing was we were gonna get matching T-shirts. and for the tough
in,
mudder.
in my head though, like when we got the matching shirts, I'd be like, oh yeah, we're the only ones matching.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, because we'll stand out because we have matching shirts, but I guess the whole theme is like if you go as a team or a group, whatever, you guys all wear matching shit. So everybody had it, but we went and got some shirts. And so the day of, so it was Saturday morning, and walked to Starbucks, and you could hear, and it was because our run was at 10, and so when we started the Starbucks.
Or before that though, it's funny though because when you share a room or someone, or like you're just staying the night with somebody, or like hanging out, and you guys have different sleep patterns.
Yeah.
So my sleep pattern is
or sleep environment.
Yeah, I go to sleep with the TV on for background noise, and so I'm like, oh, I'm getting ready for bed. I lowered the TV, got it ready, and then this guy, that TV has to go off. I'm like, fuck no. Yeah. So it's like a Mexican standoff, and he kept saying it.
That'll be me.
I kept ignoring it, and yeah, fine. I was like, fuck yeah, I turned the TV off.
Yeah.
And then
TV was getting turned off, or it was getting thrown out the window.
And then in the morning, my body's wired, so I always get up about 5:30. And even if I don't get out of bed, I'll be up, like just on my phone or just up. And
real quick, anybody that works nights, like your sleeping's all dicked up. So sometimes you're able to sleep in, and then sometimes you're not, and then that's not accounting your kids waking you up or your wife or all that. So
yeah.
when you get it, when you're on nights, when you get it, you get it.
So I woke up, I went to the bathroom, I hollered around, said time to get up, and then he kind of, and then
I was thinking it was like, I raced until 10. I was thinking it was like 7, because my alarm was set for 7:30. It was what, 5:40, dude?
Almost like, 6 o'clock.
Oh no!
And so I got on my phone, TikTok, whatever, and then I fell asleep for like another 30 minutes, and I got up, and then that's when I told it's time to get up. So we got up, and it was fun though. It was a good experience.
Yeah. So then well, jokingly, I told you to go get us coffee, and then
I thought you were capping.
No, I mean, I guess I mean seriously, since you were gonna be up, and so. Anyways, we got up and we checked the Starbucks. It was like right down the road. Like maybe we walked. It was 2 minutes?
Like 3 blocks.
Yeah, but as we were walking over there, just east of that was the mountains, and where they were doing the run, you could hear them going.
Yeah, you could hear the AP.
PA.
AP.
Sure, and yeah, he has a story about a PA when he first learned about the PA system too. And it was already almost 8 or it was about 8
later,
and the sun wasn't coming out, and so at that point it already set the tone. You're like, okay, it's gonna be overcast.
We were talking back and forth if we should put hoodies on or over our shirts or under our shirts, and we just stuck to the regular plan,
just a shirt and shorts. But so we got our coffee, got back, and got ready, and we got there fairly early. It was about 9:20, and so if you signed up for the thick mudder, it's same thing as the tough mudder, but it's just you're gonna get a run with Brendan Schwab, Mark Hardy, Chappelle Lacey, and Brendan's brother Big J, and so I guess what had happened, which it worked out in our favor, because the way they do it, they do different heats. So they get everybody up for your 10 o'clock, and then once a group fills up, they in the waiting section, then they push you down to the start. They give you the whole safety spiel, and then they get you going, and then they keep doing that till everybody gets to go. So originally they said it was at 10 to run with Schwab and all them. So we got there 10 o'clock, the 10 o'clock run, and we got down there. And
but the funny thing is, so in the loading area, the loading area, there's a group of people, and then if you look farther down, that's where the start line is. So that group of people is going to go before you do, and then this next group will go, and you get the whole safety talk. And one guy, he came in hot.
He was ready to rock and roll.
He didn't know what the program either. He didn't know that it was in different chalk. So this, and so he just takes off running, and the lady stops him. Hey, and then he's like, I'm at the 10 o'clock, and he's like, yeah, you're good. So he just stopped, but he came in hot. He was ready to fucking go.
The other thing funny too that you pointed out was everybody there, like everyone's all hyped up. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. And then
that was short lived.
Yeah. So once you start going through it, then that's when you feel it. So we got there and we started running and then right off the bat I was pissed off.
Yeah, this guy was mad for the first like 4 miles because we didn't. I thought a mix up.
Yeah, I thought Schwab was gonna be right next to me. We were gonna be running. So like in my head, I was mad and I was telling him I was mad.
Remember, we thought he was ahead of us,
so we thought he had took off already. So I told my brother, I was all because everybody was going like kind of slow, and it was funny though because me and my brother like we first talked about we're gonna just walk. We'll take our time. We'll enjoy it. But like
a light jog.
So 2 things. I thought the thick boy crew already started, so I was like, let's go a little bit faster and catch up to him. And then the second thing is, like when you're doing runs like this, like I just click and I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna go, and like you're just gonna run it and see what the best time I could get. I guess I just wanted to keep going and going. In my head I was enjoying it, but I wanted to still go at a faster pace than everybody else was because they were kind of a real slow jog.
Yeah, it was surprising because everyone was jumping around ready to go, and then once the gates opened, they kind of just started speed walking, and that was it.
Yeah, and then I think as we were going, our miles we were set like around low 8s in the miles, 8 minutes. But we were going and we're catching up to the heat that started before us.
Chalk.
And so we go, and then I got over it. I was like, you know what, we'll finish, and we'll see him anyway. We're gonna see him anyways. So
I'll see you again.
Yeah. So we started going, and then so right off the get, they had so it was like maybe 30 yards. So no, we ran about 2 miles, 3 miles first
before we got to the first.
Yeah, and then you get to the first obstacle, and so it's about 30 yards. And then it has maybe like 2 feet, maybe a little bit less, and wires over it. So you have to crawl under it pretty much.
And you're crawling in mud.
Yeah, and so it's all mud and water. So right off the gate, you're going boom, boom, boom. And then so we get out full of mud, and then we start going. And the whole thing, it was like that. A lot of the obstacles were just water and mud. So we're going, and I think the one that that was the craziest for me was so it's a big pit of water. It's a pink water.
Yeah.
And so that one's probably about 20 yards long.
Yeah.
And the width was maybe about like
10,
15. But so over it has a
chain
link fence over it. So you only have about maybe this much this much space to have your head above it. So I didn't know, and this guy. It's funny though. I told him after the first 5 times he did it. So after we do an obstacle, and then this guy's all, you probably should have did this and that. I was like, well, tell me that before. Don't tell me
next time you run into a puddle of water of chain link, do this.
Yeah, don't tell me after.
It said take a deep breath.
I was just like go. I was go mode, and so.
That was the coldest water.
So the plan was I was just gonna jump in and then turn.
So you're scaling it facing the sky, and then there's about this much space so you can breathe.
So you push your face up. But so what I did, I didn't take a breath, so I went under. And the other thing, I wasn't expecting it to be that goddamn cold.
Yeah, it was cold,
ice cold. And so when I jumped in, like your body like kind of goes into shock a little bit. But then also I didn't take a breath, so then I'm turning and I panicked. And I grabbed the fence and I pushed my face up and I thought, so okay. And then, so then I start going, and all that showing is just your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. So your whole, your ears and everything
are freezing cold
and full of water too. So you're going, and that one was pretty gnarly, but that was
intense.
I got out of that one. But that one was probably like the roughest one that I would say for me. And so we started going, and you're pretty much just running. And the cool thing about it is, it was me and my brother, but there was so much more people that everybody's like real helpful. It's like everyone's getting through it together.
Yeah.
So the other one that was pretty crazy, which I don't know, I don't even know if if it was only us two together, we might not have been able to get out of it. But so what it was, you're running, and so there's a hill, and then you jump in, and it's full of water, and it's probably like what, 5 feet deep?
Yeah, or from the hill. It's probably
Remember
like
how you go
it's probably
up and
like
down?
8 feet or 8 to 10 feet from the hill.
Yeah.
But the water is probably about 5 feet deep.
Yeah. And then so on the very top is another hill, so you have to get up there, pull yourself up, or help your buddy up, and then he's gonna pull you up.
You need at least 2 people with you.
Yeah, and we're thick boys, so
Yeah.
you're gonna need a couple guys. And,
We had that. What's his name? Kent.
I forgot his name. He's a cool dude. He was.
He went shirtless right off the gate.
Yeah.
When he came out of the gate, his shirt came off.
Yeah, and he was going through it though. He said he had a broken hand.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before we go do a timeout real quick. Remember I was gonna bring this guy up because we ran into him later. The barefoot guy. So real quick before we'll continue, but when we're in the parking lot
Of the Thick Mudder.
yeah, we were. Because I ended up getting some trail shoes. My brother had some trail shoes that he got in Kentucky.
Salmons.
They're a little bulky, but
Yeah.
but on the podcast, the one we follow, Fire and the Kid, there was a big debate like, should you get the barefoot ones because they're waterproof, like they won't get wet.
They won't hold water.
Yeah, the ones, and if you don't know the barefoot ones, they're the ones. It kind of just looks like a plastic sock that goes that
Like
you
a
put
glove for your foot.
Yeah. So we seen this guy, and I was going to ask him, and I was like, "Hey, bro, are those better for this? It's our first one. We just got some trail shoes," and he told us like they're the best because they don't hold water. He's done a bunch of them. So,
Several.
Yeah. So he recommends these, whatever, whatnot. So, anyways, he ended up being with the heat that we went in, so he was in the back. But
so anyways, he was the one before us.
Was he before?
Yeah, he was before us.
So he started and we went, but anyways, we were going and back to the original. We'll come back to him later, but the original one was that guy Kent.
Yeah.
He was cool, man. He kept the same pace as us, so we were all helping each other. And he ended up he had a broken hand. It was wrapped up.
Yeah,
he said it was
in
broken.
an accident, motorcycle accident. Yeah.
And
6 months prior.
So he was still getting it. And the other we were going, and the other one that was pretty trippy was which not really for us once we got in it, but I forgot it was called Crybaby. So it's like a 4 foot tent, and it's all enclosed, and you go in, and when you go in, it's a bunch of.
It was supposed to be. People were saying it was tear gas, but it was just like a menthol.
Yeah, it was kind of like mimic it, but
yeah, a butyrol.
But if anybody like in the academy or in the military, and you did the OC where they pop it and you have to walk through the building, or you walk through the cloud, whatever, that stuff kills you.
It'll clear your sinuses.
Yeah. But we're going and went in there, and like I smelt it and it hit you, but all it really did was like clear your sinuses. And like I said, if you already did the OC, it was a piece of cake. But we got out of there, and that one was pretty cool. A lot of people were tripping out on it because they kind of thought the same thing, that it was that OC. So they were pretty much mind fucking themselves. How many obstacles? There's probably like 20, if not more.
Yeah, at least 20.
And so we're going.
What was your favorite one?
I would say I would say the shocking one. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that one later. That was the very last one. But we're going, and and then at this point too, I was getting kind of pissed off. What pissed me off too was for a little bit, I was asking everybody like, hey, I was all, the Thick Mudder, did it start already? Are they up there? And they're like, Thick Mudder, I don't know. Like, they looked at me like I was speaking a different language. Like, they didn't understand what it was. Like, nobody knew. So anyways, I got tired of asking. I asked like 5 different people and they didn't know. So I said, whatever. So we're we're just going, and the one thing that I thought was kind of funny was, like we said, a lot of the obstacles were mud, water, and a lot of people were kind of like over analyzing them. They're like, so if I go this way, I won't get as muddy. I was like, I won't get as muddy. I won't get as wet. I was like, in my head, I was like, just get in there. You just have to get it. And this guy, I think it was a couple. They were looking at it, and the other one was just water and mud. But you only had
it was thick mud. It was thick.
Yeah, so you had to kind of push to get through it. But there was only probably about maybe just enough space for your body, so you kind of had to push through it because you had these plastic irrigation, those plastic irrigation pipes that were placed in there.
They were
rubber tunnel plastic, whatever it is. But anyways, you have to crawl under it, and you only have a little bit of space. And they were thinking about it, and I kind of just did like a water slide thing. I just jumped in it and started crawling. I got out. I was full of mud, but I got the lady's like, that's one way to do it. And I was like, yeah. So we were going, and it was just fun, dude. Like, like I told my brother, like if I didn't have to work and had money where I don't have to worry about bills and all that shit, like that's the kind of stuff I would want to do, like just on a daily basis, and because just it's so much fun just being out there and just doing it like with my brother, but also like the whole reason we do our runs, we do these workouts and shit is just to see how far you could push your body. And like in my head, it's like, am I gonna quit or am I gonna keep going, try to do it? And we'll get to the rest of them, but perfect example was it's not a Jacob's ladder, but
which one?
The climbing up.
Oh, it was like a eighth of the ladder, a Jacob's ladder. Like they have the boards across and you're just climbing up, and you just throw your foot over and go back down. It was only like 15 feet in the air,
no,
15 yards.
Which one?
Which one are you talking about?
The third to last, the netting.
Oh, the net. Yeah. Oh, that was a big boy. Yeah, that was a big one. That was like
I was 15 feet.
That was like 2 stories maybe.
Yeah.
Of net. Yeah, you're just going up the net and then you go around and come back down.
But to segue off like pushing yourself, what I was saying was
you were getting scared.
To even get up to the net, it was like 10 feet.
Yeah.
So my brother had to help me up, and then you crawl up, and it's pretty much just up and down.
Yeah.
And it had a board in the middle of the platform, so you put your foot up there and then push up to grab the net. And then I was going.
Before I helped you, he's like, I can't get up. So I ran and I helped him up. And then he was going, and then I kind of lost sight of him. So I saw my brother up, and then when he was going up, the guy just helped up. I seen him jumping down. I'm like, what the fuck? He canceled.
Because, once
you abandoned. He's like, no
mission. Because once
I just got done helping him up, and he's jumping
back down. But but it looks like you look at her. That's a piece of cake. I'll do it. But I got up there. And I thought about it. I was thinking about bailing, but then I looked down and I was like, I looked at my brother. He's like, are you gonna do it or not? And I was like, fuck it, I gotta do it, dude. And I just went, man. I got up.
It was pretty high. That one was high.
And it was funny though, cause like the final destination was going through my head, like because they had those. I forgot what they call. I don't know if it's the C clamps. But they had them connected that were holding the netting together.
Oh yeah.
So, but as I'm walking, climbing up, I seen them and they were kind of separating but pulling back.
Yeah, I was surprised how some of that stuff was put together too. It was weird,
and that's what got me nervous.
It wasn't the safest.
And so you can't. They always tell you not to look down, but you're gonna look. I looked down. I was like, oh shit. And you're halfway through, so I'm just going. I got it. Boom, 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 climbing. And I got to the very top. And once I threw my foot over, I stayed calm when I was going down. But doing that really tests you, like, because if heights isn't your forte, then you're gonna have a rough time. Mm-hmm. And I don't like heights, but like I said, I just had to do it. And I climbed up, got up there, got down, and it was pretty trippy. But before we get to the ending, I was gonna say, what your favorite
My favorite one was the. Shit.
While you're thinking about that one, they had another one that said colder than your ex, and they had one it's like at an angle, so you're climbing up, but you have to pull forward because if not, you'll just fall back. So you climb up, and it was probably about 8 feet, and you get up, and then you slide down into a big ditch of water.
Yeah, or wait, which one was that? The almost like the last one.
The water was real blue.
And that was my
And
favorite
you
one.
slide
They were
down.
putting ice in it.
Yes, and then you
I think that would be my favorite because when your body's hurting and then you just jump in that, it was pretty much an ice bath.
Yeah,
And it wakes you up.
yeah, and that so that one, as you're sliding down, you hit that water. It was like I don't know, it was cold. Like you got in there and everything like went into shock immediately. So
Yeah.
you're like running for the.
Yeah, they have bags of ice they're tossing in there,
And
and
then-
that's how cold it is.
You have so a lot of them, they have that same netting that I was talking about climbing up. They have the same netting in the water so you can pull yourself out. But as I was grabbing the netting, like I was trying to like squeeze my hand closed because it felt like I couldn't feel anything. So
Yeah.
it felt like it wasn't pulling it up. But so we got up to that one, and as we were running though, back to the guy we met in the parking lot with those shoes, the bare feet, and so we caught up to him, and he's walking gingerly, and
He's limping.
Yeah,
he's kind of limping.
You could see that he's hurting, and I told him, I was like, "Your dog's barking," and he said, "What did he say?" He said that.
Oh no, he's got surgery.
Yeah, he said no, that he had surgery on his knee like 6 months prior or something like that. But I was telling my brother maybe he did, but I would think that maybe he didn't, and he's like, he swore by those shoes. So
Yeah,
he was gonna
he
take
told
it
us
to,
how good they were, and he
he was gonna take it to his grave that the shoes, it wasn't the shoes.
Mhm.
But anyways, we're going, and so once you come to the very end, I don't know if you had any other ones you want to add before we get to the last obstacle.
There's one where you're doing the monkey bars and you're going at an angle, and then you have to go to a swinging wheel, and then it goes to the next swinging wheel, and then finally you go down a little pole. But these people were hesitating. There was about 4 of them, and me and my brother come up, and then he's like, "Oh, well, let these guys go. They didn't exactly know what they're doing." Like, shit. So we
Fake
tried
it till
that.
you make it.
Yeah, so we jumped on there. We didn't make it all the way, but we landed in the water. But yeah, I thought that was.
It was a
pretty
good
funny.
attempt though. I got up because the monkey bars angled up, so I think I
Yeah.
got to like the third one till you get to the wheel, and you got to think too, as you're doing it, your hands are full
Wet,
of mud,
muddy,
slippery,
yeah,
everything. So it's
and freezing, yeah.
that too.
And it's hard, so hard to grip anything. It's if you get passed on, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was funny though too, because halfway through if you could have gloves, you could buy gloves there. But if somehow you keep them dry, that'd be a good investment for it.
Uh-huh.
But there was this one NFL star guy there, probably. He showed up with the isotoners, and then halfway through the obstacle, one of them was thrown on the ground. So he's like, "Fuck, it ain't working." So he just threw him.
Yeah, same thing. We had the GoPro, but it didn't work out as planned because as you're going, like you're going through the mud and water, but if you have the GoPro, you're trying to clean the lens, but you're all wet, so you're using your shirt or your shorts, whatever you have, but you're soaked from head to toe.
Yeah.
And and then too, I think on top of that, when you're running and you're soaked, your shoes are full of mud. It's just that much more.
Yeah.
But so we get to the last obstacle, and so I guess this is what the Tough Mudders known for, is it's an electrical obstacle. So what
It's like the hot wires they use for the horses or cattle to keep them in a pasture, but they're cut in like about 6-foot strands, and they're hung from the cables above, and they're just hanging. So you have to run through them and get shocked at the same time.
So yeah, so in between, it's probably was about 20 yards maybe.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
20 yards, and then offset they had bales of hay. So ideally, I guess what you want to do is
hurdle.
Yeah, go low, hurdle over, and run it like that. But we come running up, and then this other guy's like, he's figuring out how he's gonna do it. And I looked at my brother, I was like, there's no way around it. You just you're gonna get shocked.
I was thinking about crawling under, and then that's when my brother's like, "Back up, come on." I was like, "Oh fuck."
Step to the ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other funny part though, the guy's all, well, it's not that muddy right there. It's not that muddy. I could probably crawl it. And then the guy's all, oh, you're gonna crawl it? And then so the guy with the water hose comes.
He has like a mini, not the firefighter hoses, but like just a little smaller than that. And it has the nozzle on. He puts it right there where the guy's gonna crawl through.
Oh yeah, crawl through that. And so we back up, and I tell my brother 1, 2, 3. We start running, and instantly you're just getting shocked, and like everything once it hits you,
you're wet, cold, and it wakes you up.
What are those one things they have? It's like the shock therapy. And when you put it real high and then it like starts jolting you.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it was. So once you go, and it's like they have it on the max setting. So once you go, it hits you and like you flinch up, like you lock up like a taser. And you're going, hurtling over the next one, hurtling. And then this guy, he got to the last one and,
when I got to the last one, it hit me like in my shoulder. And my neck and my calf just locked up and it tensed up and I couldn't move it. But my momentum pulled me away from it. So once I was away from the electric shock, it left my body. So I kept going. And there was a camera guy to the right of me. He's like, hell yeah. And then like instantly right after that, he's like, oh shit. And then I didn't look back, but I guess he locked him up.
So yeah, when I was going, I was running, and as I was gonna hurdle the last one. There's like a few of them just hit me, boom, and it hit me like right on my left cheek. And then as that one hit my cheek, the other one hit my shoulder, and partially grazed my thigh. And when it did that, like it was like perfect. It just locked me up. So when I lifted my leg up to go to jump over, it locked me up. So when I went to catch myself, I couldn't because I was locked. So I just hit the deck. And so I jumped and I pretty much just landed on my chest and my face, and that's why the guy was saying like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, that was funny.
But we got at it.
That was a good ending to it.
Yeah, it was. The only thing I wish like we need to get somebody who could record us and do it because it was it was a cool experience. But we got done, and so we got done. You're full of mud. And my cheek hurt for a long time, for a while, till it finally went away. But we got over there, and they have a washing section where you go wash up, and it's just pretty much a bunch of hoses, and you just wash. It's like co-ed, so you can't get naked or whatnot. But
yeah,
so you're washing yourself. But then they have this like privacy tent. It's pretty big, like an average sized bathroom in a restaurant, but it's just all open. And so I go in there. I was telling my brother, like, for us, we did sports, and we were like in 4th grade. So, and then plus the academy, then basic training.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be naked around people, and I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm not the smallest guy either. So I really don't give a shit, and I'm not in there to fucking check everybody out either. So I get in there and I see all these, and it bugs me because like it's more work than what it is because they wrap themselves with towels and they're taking
their mouth.
Yeah, they're taking their underwear off. It's like, bro, just get dressed. And so I get in there and immediately I get naked and then I probably should have got my stuff out first. But I got naked, so I'm
like the old guy in the gym.
Yeah. So that was me. And so I get in there and then I get naked and then like I hear in the back, so I was like. Okay. And nothing else was going on, so I think he was talking to me. And
it's that kind of party.
Yeah. My brown eye might have winked at him, but but anyway, so we get dressed. This guy goes and then he gets dressed. We grab some food over there. It's pretty good. Hot dogs, funnel cake, and just kind of.
I was freezing. I was freezing. I think I had hypothermia.
Until we got our Sherpas on.
Yeah. We invested in Sherpas and they saved our lives.
Yeah.
Levi's.
So we were there hanging out and we ended up, I forgot to mention, talking. So one guy out of the 50 I talked to knew what the thick mudder was, and they told us, they started after us. So we knew they were going to have to finish, so where they were going to come out from, so we waited. And
we were just waiting. Like every person that walked through, was that him? Was that?
And so we're right there, and then it was cool, dude. Like it was as you finish, you get your headband, the one I'm wearing, and then you'll get a shirt. And so we're looking, and we see this fucking jack dude, long hair, walking.
He has his hat back.
Yeah, and he's going to get his shirt.
I was like, that's Mark Harley.
I was like, that's Mark. And so we see him, and then it's like,
because we listen to his podcast every week. He comes out every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, hello Mark Harley.
Yeah, and it's just, he has a great personality, and it's just funny listening to him, and like we're listening, and then you actually see the guy. For me and my brother, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, dude.
Yeah.
And we see him, and I go, so as I'm walking up to him in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna say, hey, what's up, Mark? My name's Juan. This is my brother Joe. We listen to your podcast. We love it. This and that. So like all that's going through my head that I'm gonna tell him, and when I get up to him, I'm like, can me and my brother get a picture? And he said, definitely, man. And then so we get over there, and we got a picture with him. And,
that was cool, yeah.
And my brother told me, like, I was the opener with the picture, and my brother was the closer. Like, he said, hey, we love the podcast, and anybody who likes fitness, this dude, like, he's a fitness guru, but also he's funny as hell. So like he mixes it. He gives you tips, diet tips, workout tips, everything, and then also he has funny segments in his podcast that they're just funny as hell, man.
And the thing I liked is like, he wasn't an asshole or nothing. He was just the way he talks on his podcast, the way he was in real life.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, man. It's
no fluff. It was just you see what you see is what you get. And then so we're hanging out. We got the picture with him, and for me, so I've been into the Schwab's for years now. Like when he first came out with that Thick Boy merch, I was all over that, man. I mean, he's just a cool dude too, man. But I've been following him for years and.
Watch him in UFC.
Yeah, even back then when he was in the Ultimate Fighter. So then we see, and he's 6'4", like 250, so he stands out. And so I see him, I was like, here he comes, dude, here he comes. And then so we go running over there. Same thing in my head, but I was starstruck, and like when I seen him, and I just told him, hey, what's up, man? My name's Juan. This is my brother Joe. You think we get a picture? He said, let's do it. And but real cool, dude. Real cool, man. And so I was going to take a selfie, and one of his boys that was there was like, let me take it. I was like, oh, shit. I was all right. So he grabs it, and then we're there, and take a picture, man. Fist bump him, and just like that. Like the whole thing was fun, like doing it, but like just that in itself, like taking a picture with them, but also them being cool, not like just like yeah, let's go for it, let's do it, man. And because I don't know about you, but I've never really met a lot of famous people, so like I just kind of see what I see on like TV, and I guess a lot of them, I don't know of a lot, but a percentage of them hate that shit. Yeah, but these guys, they were cool,
that kind of brought the whole weekend together, because that's why we were there to see these guys and meet them, and then so once we took pictures of them, we're like, let's go. Like it was cool.
And then like to come back to what I said, it worked out because then we were showered, we were dressed, everything. We had our phone, all that. And if we would have finished like with them, we probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to take the pictures. So
it was great.
Yeah, but that was cool. And that pretty much wrapped it up. But they're gonna do a lot. They said they'd probably do about 4 more before the end of the year. So hopefully we'll get do another one with them. And
we'll find a camera guy.
Yeah,
I have a couple in mind right now.
Yeah,
head of Mias.
Yeah. So, but it was cool, man, and it was fun, and
it was a good experience. And anyone wants to do it, let us know. We'll carpool. We'll get a hotel. We'll all do it together.
Yeah, the more the merrier too. Just hit us up, our personals or on socials, whatever you want, and let's make it happen. But yeah, the more people we could get, we'll do. And but yeah, that whole run, it was definitely big business. Success. Yeah, it was big business. It wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
So but all that, I mean, I think that's all we had for it. But that was our weekend in a nutshell. Probably next week we're gonna come out. We'll have another podcast, do another podcast. But we have we're gonna introduce is different segments. So we're gonna do a couple different segments, law enforcement based and then military based, and we'll have a couple topics we'll talk about. Go ahead.
And we might be having a few more big things on the horizon, so keep a lookout for that.
Yeah.
It's still a work in progress. Nothing set in stone.
But yeah, yeah, definitely fun. But yeah, if you guys haven't done it or thinking about doing it, I would really suggest it. It's pretty cool. And also too, they have a 5K option. So
Yeah.
if the 15K is
Wanna
kind of
get your feet
intimidating,
wet?
yeah, just
No
go.
pun intended.
Yeah, go do the 5K, try it out. But I think that was everything. If you had anything else,
That's it.
but yeah, like I said, we started that TikTok. So if you want to go check it out, we'll definitely post some more videos on that. We'll be posting this one on YouTube, and we're working to just get the audio on Spotify if you just prefer the audio. But yeah, thank you guys, everybody that tunes in, all the support, everything. We have stickers out there. We'll send some stickers out too, and try to get those out. Maybe if it depending how this one turns out, if we're talking about getting some T-shirts.
Yeah.
Also, if you're out there, what we just thought about too, and we'll talk about in the next podcast. But if you're out there and you know something's like popping, something's like legit or something, pretty cool. It's we're kind of coining the phrase "big business."
Yeah.
So if you're out there running and doing something crazy, throw that hashtag out there, "big business," and see how many we could get.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, thank you guys again. We had fun. We're gonna try to get a video up of the run. We have to make it still from the GoPro. But till next time, guys. Later.
Thank you.